Welcome back to the Why Stop Now podcast. As you can see, we are in person, hanging out this time. It's
Finally.
good to see you.
Yep,
It's been a
yep.
little second.
Holiday season, you know how to bring it back. Bring it back home to South
Of
Carolina.
course, of course.
I was talking all that New York talk, but South Carolina, here we are.
We're gonna do a little something a little different with this episode. We're gonna do a recap of this past year in sports. Go through, talk about a few things, talk about some key moments that lead up to now and what's going on in sports currently.
I figured why not? Because dude, there's not much going on. I mean, the college football playoffs is going on. Don't get me wrong. That's been a little dull.
Yeah,
A little
definitely
dull.
has.
We definitely, I don't think we got. There's been some questions there, but anyways, I just think that there's just a lot of things that we could talk about whenever it comes to the year 2024. I mean, there's a lot. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Anyways, before we move on, how was your Christmas? How's your week been?
Oh, dude, Christmas was good. Week was good. All that's good. Everything nice and solid. Able to. It's just nice to. It's probably the best adult Christmas I had.
Oh, and how was your year as a whole? This will probably be the last episode we shoot before the new year. So, how was the year as a
Oh,
whole?
dude, year as a whole was good. We changed up a lot of things. New life, new eyes. Um, Looking at life through some new eyes. Because things just changed around. Get more into that the more we record. But anyways, it was good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I mean, as you know, and as a lot of people know, I currently live in New York. Me and Angel moved up there in July. It's been different. It's been good. I like the pace in New York, how everything moves.
Too cold. No, I can't do all that coldness, man. I come up and visit and be like, oh, this is nice to see. You get back down. South Carolina, it's like a box of chocolates with the weather. One day it's like, oh, 32, rain, wind, cold, no snow. Um, then the next day, it's 62,
Today,
just rained.
and then
And then it turns into a beautiful day. So
next week we're getting
absolutely Arctic blasted.
Yeah, we're getting at least 2 snow days next week, which would be
New
sick.
York.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah. So, all right, let's dive into it though. Let's dive into. I mean, we got to start things off. We're almost getting there again, but the
Yeah, it's
Super
about the
Bowl.
time.
The Super Bowl was at the beginning of the year. The Chiefs won it again. So I'm sick and tired of that. Honestly, like what am I going to say? Oh wow, the 49ers really tried hard and they almost won, but then the Chiefs of Patrick Mahomes, they're down. How many times have we seen it before? Patrick Mahomes drives them down the field, kick a field goal, 16 seconds left in the clock, tie the game up. You know the rest. They end up winning the game 25-22. And I mean, it was an exciting game. Don't get me wrong.
It was definitely a close game.
I had a lot of money on the game.
I do recall.
Yeah,
that.
I put lots of money and didn't win a dollar. So game sucked.
See, I wanted the 49ers to win for another reason that didn't involve money. We just have Debo that happens to be from the upstate.
Yeah, we'll give a little 864 love as much as we can in the show.
Always.
But couldn't get it done.
No, sadly.
Mm-mm. Like him on that show, Receivers, though. Good job, Debo. Yeah. Like that.
That.
I mean, I will shout out my Usher. You don't have to call halftime show. That got me so hyped. Oh, I sing every word to it. I'm not even gonna lie. The Super Bowl's good stuff. Then we go from there. We go to March Madness. Right after that, February, March, and then just going again. People just winning. UConn.
And we got an interesting fact. UConn winning 2 times in a row this year. It's the first time that's happened since Florida did it in 2006, 2007.
That Al Horford, Joakim Noah, Billy Donovan. That team was stacked. Tyus Thomas. Oh my gosh, dude. Team was nice. They had some other raw players, but I mean, then this year you got UConn going back to back. They had Stephon Castle, I think, and Donovan Clingan, who are both huge prospects coming out of high school. I think they're both. Well, Klingon might have been a 4-star. Castle was a 5-star, and and they were lottery picks. Castle's throwing lobs to Wimby now, so that's always nice. And Klingon's catching them from Scoot Henderson. What a wild world! I remember when I thought Scoot might be better than Wimby.
Yeah, you thought Scoot was going to be top notch, which he's not doing bad.
No,
he's not. He's not Wimby.
Nah, but I mean, dude, that March Madness, it was a little because UConn just dominated most of it. But I mean, you still had your buzzer beaters and you had your Cinderella stories. NC State, I see you. Can't stand NC State as a Tar Heel fan. I'm not even gonna lie, but I see them doing well. I see them, first off, they weren't even gonna make it to the tournament, dude. So for somebody to not even, like, if their head coach might get fired and then he ends up winning the conference championship somehow and they make it to the Final Four, it's one of the most incredible runs I've personally seen. Definitely needs to be noted. I think he ended up getting like a contract extension after that.
I want to go back to what you said about teams just winning. That is what happened. Another interesting fact: UConn only won 2 games by less than 20, and it was the semifinal and the championship game.
They still won by like 16.
They won. I think the championship game was 15 points.
Yeah.
It was like 75-60. Which is insane that UConn was just putting on that much of a showing.
Purdue was, Zach Edey, Jaden Ivey was on Purdue. I mean, that team had some very nice players.
And players that are doing pretty good in the league today.
Both those guys are doing good right now. But, what we say, local love. A shout out South Carolina men's basketball for even making the tournament.
Hey, we got to shout out Clemson basketball for making it to the Elite 8.
That's impressive. PJ Hall, Dorman High School. I forget where I know he plays in the league now. He's getting a few minutes, but let me tell you something. That team right there, they impressed me last year. They had a lot of fight to them. Going to the Elite 8, definitely something that they were well deserved.
I didn't see happen.
I thought they were deserving of it. I didn't see it happen either, though. Maybe Sweet 16, but not no.
Hey, but you never know. They're playing decent this year. It could happen again.
Dude. They are. They got they utilize the transfer portal, but I mean, honestly, men's college basketball was overshadowed, in my opinion, by women's ball. Women's ball was literally the talk of the town. I mean, South Carolina proves it's a dynasty. Caitlin Clark. Absolutely insane.
Got to throw in the Angel Reese.
Yeah. And Juju Watkins, she scored 51 against Stanford. I mean, that's ridiculous, dude. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, yeah, it's cool, whatever. Just Juju Watkins is probably better than both of them, and I said it. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I don't know about that. I was actually having a conversation with my uncle this past Monday or Sunday, actually a week ago today, about Caitlin Clark and how she is probably the greatest thing to happen to women's basketball ever. She has brought so much fire and show to the game of women's basketball that people are watching. They're selling out. Anytime that tickets are being sold, it's when Caitlin Clark's coming to town. It's like Santa Claus.
I was about to say, dude.
It's just like Santa.
That's so cliche that you just said that.
But it's not an incorrect statement.
No, it's not. Everybody, it's like LeBron, like it's Curry. It's wild.
If you look at the stats, the ticket sales stats,
the talk,
from when she got into the league until now, you can tell every game that she's played at, it's selling a lot more than games that she's not at.
There's a lot of haters too.
There's indeed
a lot, dude. This comment section be crazy.
Comment sections be crazy.
Yes,
her colleagues are crazy. The retired WNBA players.
I don't know if anything was more crazy than that SEC Women's Championship game in Greenville. when that game was intense
That
the
game
entire
was
game,
intense.
dude. LSU, they came to play. I thought they
Oh,
might
yeah.
win it too. They just won the championship the year before. Got Haley Van Lith from the transfer portal, and then things got intense. And then Flau'jae Johnson's brother come flying over the scores table about Dex, freaking player from South Carolina, Camilla Cardozo. So that was absolutely wild stuff.
Now I'm gonna take us a step into the month of April, which something phenomenal happened. We were able to attend the Masters. That was not only a sick event for that day, but those 2 days leading up to the Masters were great too. I went to see Bert Kreischer in Columbia. Went to see him in Columbia with Angel for her birthday. Drove down back to Greenville, picked you up, and we drove straight to Augusta to take a quick 2-hour power nap
Could do a little
and
power nap in
spend
Edgefield,
the
South
day
Carolina,
at Augusta
and popped
National.
out together. So here's the kicker for me, right? I'm fortunate enough to get to go to the Masters annually, for the most part, and I'll just say I've been a lot, but I like to take somebody that's never been able to go before. Like I like to take somebody new every year because it's kind of, I don't know, my grandfather was the reason I got to have the tickets, and he always was very generous amongst the community with letting people have them. So everybody got a chance because they're so hard to go. So I tried to do the same. Cam, you've always been one of my dogs here, especially in Greenville. So I'm like, hey, let's go down to the Masters. Yeah, we went. Cam had never been on a golf course like that before.
The first person I saw was Tiger Woods.
We walk in. Tiger
Tiger
right there at the
warming up.
putting ring. Yeah, about to hit ball. I'm like, the first golfer you see, the first person you see other than like a staff member is Tiger
The
Woods.
GOAT.
Yeah,
The
Jack
GOAT.
Nicklaus, some people think, but you know what I mean. Tiger, there he is. So I'm in awe. I'm in awe every time I see Tiger. I can see him 1,000 times today. That's Tiger Woods. So it was incredible. Then,
The only disappointing thing was Tiger's play. He is getting older with back injuries, barely making the cut. He still made it, but barely making it.
it's okay. Cam got to bump into, have a little combo with Scott and Meredith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Scott and Meredith Scheffler.
Oh, yeah, and J.R. Smith.
Yeah, and him too. Forgot about that. All right there at a little phone booth.
Yep.
Because you can't bring your phones in, of course. So at this phone booth behind hole 13, J.R. Smith right there, and all Malbon Golf. Shout out Malbon Golf. They got some fresh stuff. They're the new wave, I'm telling you. Even though Jason Day was wearing their stuff at Augusta, they made him take off his.
Oh, really?
They're like, yeah, what is that? It's a little too graphic, I guess. But yeah, they push the limits. So, anyways, yeah, JR, and the one time at the moment, Green Jacket winner, soon to be two after that weekend. Scotty wins it all, and can now golf. There it is. It's the start of something new right there. And it was always one of the most incredible journeys. Obviously, we don't talk about golf that much in this podcast, but we're doing a year review, and you come up on April, you talk about the Masters, and whenever you go to the Masters, you talk about it a little bit more. That's all I got to say.
Of course. It's the best golf tournament of the year, every year. There's nothing else to really be said about that.
Golf, one of the best sporting events there is. I don't care what you say.
And actually, when we release this, I will throw in the comments a quick little picture I took of the tickets for the Masters that I took that morning.
Dude, you didn't go. You're lying. How'd you go? How'd you get tickets?
I took a picture.
How'd you get tickets to go there? I'm just playing with
what?
you, dude. I'm just joking
What?
around. On to the next, man. All I got to say is that was a good time. Then nothing really happened after that for a while. It was kind of I guess the baseball.
Sorry, baseball fans.
Fans. We're trying. I'm trying to get into it, but I don't know, man. I mean, the World Series wasn't bad, but NBA, which is finally getting a little bit of traction after Christmas, but Celtics win. They were so good, dude. It was not even fair.
And of course, Jason Tatum winning the series, the MVP.
Jaylen Brown, so good. You have Al
nasty.
Horford, who's great. And you have Derek White, who just, dude, they just make so many threes.
even the Celtics bench is nasty.
Peyton Pritchard, Sam, dude, all these, I don't even know. They're a well-oiled machine. They've been so since the history of the NBA began.
And I mean, really, the NBA playoffs as a whole was a wild ride with teams like the Thunder being knocked out in the second round.
Yeah, the first seed.
The Bucks not going far. No Warriors.
Pacers popped out.
LA was out early.
Bucks out early.
Yeah.
The big names out earlier than you would think. Thought Ant might make it to his conference finals. No, he did make it to his conference finals against the Mavericks. Thought he might make it to the finals, but Kyrie, Luka, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington played like a freaking Hall of Famer in the playoffs. As a Hornets fan, you just got to wonder where that was at in Charlotte. You just got to wonder, dude. Oh, PJ Washington dropped 35. That's nice. So, whatever, dude.
I mean, with that being said, like you were just saying, also the NBA season this season, this go round is starting to pick up after the NBA Cup and Christmas. We're starting to get into more crunch time, second half of the season. We got All-Star Weekend coming up for too long.
Hopefully, they just need a little. Things been a little rough for the NBA. So too many threes. Everybody want to be Curry out here. But speaking of my boy Curry, ain't no gold medals on the necks of Team USA without him.
Curry,
absolutely, dude. Just to have them on the court, KD, Bron, Curry,
and then having the players like Ant.
Embiid played great. Embiid played great in the gold medal game. We had to have him there.
Oh yeah,
we had to. But dude, I thought they were gonna lose against Jokic's team.
Yeah,
I don't freaking know what country that is. Lithuania or something.
And then what was
Slovakia? No.
What was that one country that America almost lost to? It was like
South Sudan.
Yeah, because this was before we started the podcast. Obviously, we had a long FaceTime call about South Sudan and their players.
South Sudan really should have won the game. Really.
It was.
There were some questionable calls in America's favor there.
It
wasn't a real game. It was an exhibition.
I do want to ask you a question. Do you think this Olympics was the chance for players like KD, Bron, Curry to start passing the torch to players like Ant, like Wemby, the next generation?
Yeah.
You think this was
that Olympics was very, very. It meant more than just the gold medal.
I mean, you could really see it on the court. Like you could feel it. You could see their age and the way that they're playing isn't how they would have played in 2016.
They're joking around with the youngsters, they're not.
They're the old vets now. It's time to start looking at who's next, and we got Wemby up next. We got Ant up next.
I'm a Wemby fan. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm a big Ant fan. I mean,
I like Ant too, but I'm a Wemby guy.
Ant's my player that I'm gonna be following for the foreseeable future.
I like Ant so much, but because I drafted Wemby in NBA fantasy.
See, I drafted Ant number one.
Well, you had the number one pick. So
I did. I took Ant.
Anybody you want.
I took Ant.
Blocks get you lots of points. So Wemby seemed like a good idea. It hadn't been a bad one. So you've been better than Ant. Well, if you really think about it, from a who really cares that much perspective, That is what I saw this year at sports. Yeah, the NFL season happened, but that was more of a 2023 thing. We're more now into the 2024 season, looking at the next Super Bowl. Now we're looking at teams making the playoffs, not making the playoffs. It's getting down to the end. We're looking at legendary season. Saquon Barkley just at 2,000 rushing yards. He's been an absolute legend
Beast.
this season.
Nasty.
Not even fair.
I mean,
The Giants are mad about that.
we got things that started in the NBA season this year, like LeBron and Bronny James being the first father-son duo to play on a team together.
I don't know if y'all heard about that, but
Rafael Nadal retired from tennis after a long, legendary career.
Legend.
I'm not going to speak too much on this decision, but Travis Hunter won the Heisman. I think it should have gone another way, but what can you do now?
It could be a long conversation between
Very
Cam
long
and I. In
conversation.
fact, next podcast, I'm gonna talk. I have to talk a little bit more about Heisman.
Yeah, next episode we will definitely be diving
because
into,
I think that Travis Hunter should have won.
No. Anyways, we're not gonna spoil everything with that right now. We will dive into that more on the next episode. Continuing on, wrapping up the year of 2024, the Yankees lost to the Dodgers in the World Series. It wasn't even close.
Freddie Freeman, goated in LA, goated in Atlanta. Did the same thing with the Braves. Dude, that man can walk on the East Coast and on the West. That's just New York.
And with that being said, we have the college football playoffs coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks coming up. We have a lot of things coming on.
2025. Well, can't wait to welcome it in. Lots of new things coming for the podcast. I'm very excited. Lots of money is going to be and has been invested to try to make this something a little bit more and more and more each time. Right now and then we might be right here, but then we want to be here and then here eventually right there. So,
and I mean, who knows? If everything goes well, we could possibly be able to go do things in person with people. Go to events, go to games and things like that. But that'll all come in time.
I got hopes, man. This is what I asked for Santa this year. Matter of fact.
And again, as we say every week, leave your comments, leave any ideas. Text us on the Why It Stop Now page. Anything that you think would make this better, let us know.
With that being said, dude, I'll see y'all next year. I'll see you next year.
See y'all next year. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the social media things.
Until it gets banned.
Come back and see us later.